Hello, Meoni here, and welcome back to another video for Final Fantasy XIV. This time, as the title suggests, I'll be talking about spoilers from patch 4.56, so if you haven't done the main storyline patch yet to its completion, and you don't want to be spoiled, please don't watch this video. Well, unless you actually don't care. Either way, that's my disclaimer out of the way. So one thing that got posted on Reddit and a few other places on the internet pretty much the same day that the patch came out, back on the 26th of March, was that there is actually hidden dialogue after the main storyline quest ends and you get your fancy new leather-clad outfit that Tataru made for you. And I still don't think I can trust her after making that mask. Ugh. But anyway, this is literally where your quest ends. You are told that you will need to find this beacon thing. This will allow you to potentially gain access to the Crystal Tower again, presumably through another way than the front door, considering it was sealed back in the conclusion of the Crystal Tower World of Darkness storyline all those years ago. So much of the Scions, and indeed returning members, are actually inside the Rising Stones itself. They've been recalled, all of them either trying to help stabilize the Scions' efforts whilst the Archons are in their perpetual slumber, which is proving much more difficult than many of them would have immediately thought. I'm afraid there is still no change in the Scions' conditions, and the means to wake them from their slumber yet eludes us. I pray this beacon at the Crystal Tower might guide us to an answer. Ori Boulder, Oka Boulder, Clemens, Riol, and Aenor are also here, all of which, when you talk to them, express their own stressful experiences dealing with what the Archons have left behind, and how much more appreciative they seem knowing now what they did to keep everything working. Those whom are not trying to pick up where the Archons left off are already out there in the field trying to find this beacon for the Warrior of Light. As war is looming from the Garleans on one side and the Scions are in serious trouble the other, you're actually preparing for this journey, so something has to be done about this, and even Tataru mentions it will take some time to find the beacon, and that the researchers of St. Koinak's Find are doing all they can to find it. She recommends that you take the time to rest and prepare for whatever it is the Cloaked Stranger has planned for you, which obviously we'll get answers to on June the 28th, but if you thought the dialogue was over there, you are actually mistaken. If you perhaps didn't already do this, I would recommend it. Go behind Tataru and walk into the Solar, which is the room where you used to have the audience with Minfilia and Moen Breeder, Rip, and many other characters. There are so many occasions where I forget this room even exists, and I think that many people did as well until this discovery was made. Inside the room is Unul Kalhai from the Warring Triad storyline. Again, I completely forgot this guy even existed, it's been that long. So when you walk up to him, ask him about himself, that's one of the options. I have already revealed to you the secrets of my origin, and in the spirit of friendship you have offered me, I shall endeavour to remain open and truthful from this point forward. We must have trust between us. Pray, permit me to remove my mask when we speak thus in private. And he takes off his mask and hood. As I once explained, I was not born of this world. My home fell into oblivion long ago, and is now known as the Void. The champions who fought upon that ruined star were corrupted by the captured essence of the primals, twisted into incarnations of darkness. Those of the light who stood to oppose them were but suckling babes in comparison. I am told there were more like me, young and touched by the echo, but the darkness consumed all ere we learned of each other's existence. Even the servants of the power which annihilated my world couldn't find naught to salvage in the emptiness which remained. Such a tale you have heard from me before, but I feel the story bears repeating. Think of it as a mantra, a warning that you might avoid the same terrible fate. 'Tis fortunate, however, that this world is bountiful where mine own was found wanting. You have become the hero I never was, strengthened and steadied by your companions in the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. And now, more than ever, I am certain that my journey to your star was inevitable, that we are all drawn in and drawn onward by the brilliance of your unwavering light. I am told that soon it will be your turn to travel across the rift, and, unlike the energies which ravaged my home, the star which beckons you is filled with blinding incandescence. Yet a flood of light will invite destruction as surely as a maelstrom of darkness. I wonder then, how a champion sworn to the light could serve to redress this imbalance. What strange destiny calls you to this battle? and then he puts his mask and hood back on. That's all of the new dialogue from this character, in addition to the old and of course all of the previous texty lists on the primals and indeed the warring triad. You would have probably missed quite a large section of the storyline had you not talked to him and gone into the solar, considering so far he's the only one we know of within our reach in the storyline that has been through all of this before. It's a really weird prospect, and as much as we've heard externally about this other world, the first of 14 shards, it's really one of the first times in the actual game that it's clearly mentioned what it's going to be like, how light bathed it will be, how his world's inhabitants were twisted and corrupted by darkness, and ultimately alluding to the same with the flood of light in the first. The first is on the brink of destruction, becoming something akin to the void of Unkalhai's home, yet potentially can be saved if darkness was to return and battle the flood of light. If you saw the Tokyo Fan Fest or the slides that were shown there, much of the artwork points towards powerful light-twisted bosses, and potentially even the possibility of other versions of primals or entities that we know of in our own world. Whilst it's not a mirror world, and the prospect of 12,000 years of difference since the shattering is quite interesting, it's curious to see what remains similar to the source and what other directions the world went that resulted in this overwhelming light. Potentially considering the likelihood that in the first there was no Allagan Empire, for example. There shouldn't even be a reason we know of why in the trailers we see a crystal tower on the first. There's a lot that remains to be explained, and it's quite exciting to think about, and the more you start thinking about it, the more I really need June the 28th to be here. Either way, I thought this dialogue may have perhaps missed a few eyes, and what better way to make people aware of it than to make a quick video on it. Thank you kindly for watching. Let me know your own predictions for why the Crystal Tower does exist on the first, or any other cool ideas you have from what we've been told so far and indeed at the FanFest, and I'll see you all next time.